everyone, and welcome to the next in our series of our Men's Health Week catch-ups, which are proudly supported, of course, by Stockland Retirement Living. It's your place. And right now we have got one of the larger-than-life characters in our sport. It's, of course, Australian Jackaroo, Barrie Lester. How are you, Barrie?
Clive, thanks for having me back, mate. It's been a little while, but you're doing a great job, mate.
Thank you. Now, mate, you're a very active athlete, and I know you have a strong focus on your mental and physical health and so forth. How's that been going for you over the last few weeks?
I must admit, probably doing some fitness work and just trying to discover a bit of Burleigh Heads and a bit of Gold Coast, being a new one to the area, has been quite mentally rewarding. Just getting out and walking or riding my bike and discovering new beach areas, back roads, just discovering's been great to be able to get out and just take in some deep breaths and see some of the new views. Played some golf with Aaron Sheriff recently. He taught me a lesson. So just getting outdoors, I think for me is been great mentally, because I think at times, obviously with the restrictions, we're a little bit trapped inside and stuck to doing not much really. So yeah, getting out as much as I can. And mentally, it has had its ups and downs, no doubt. I've had different stages where I'm just like, oh, I just want to get out and bowl and I want to compete. And I've had different stages where I'm like, well, no, just take a deep breath, be resilient, be patient, and it'll come. So I'm very conscious of trying to keep my body physically fit and then be mentally rewarded. And that comes in few different things. And one of the things I've been focused on is trying to have regular FaceTimes or Zooms and phone time with my close friends and family. They're probably like, oh, it's Baz again on the end of the phone. But if I'm in regular contact with them, I do feel in a much better mental state. Yeah,
it's important to have those networks that are set up for you, isn't it? And you go to people that you know you can go and have a chat with, and you're going to come out feeling better off for it.
For sure. Yeah, the moment you can have a laugh with a close friend or family member and just talk about old times. I think we're doing a lot of reflection at the moment, us human beings, just talking about, when it comes to bowls, events. I did a piece on Facebook just the other day, uploading some videos of cooking some meals during the Australian Open last year and having a bit of fun in the car heading to the game. And I do miss the fact that we're not currently about to go into the Australian Open, and I do miss the comradeship of being around my teammates and friends and catching up with regular people you see at an event like the Australian Open. So that is a bit flattening. But at the same time, if you can't be around them at an event like the Australian Open, just jump on the phone and say g'day and have a laugh that way.
How you mentioned the bike? How are you going with the hills around that area, mate? It's a bit hilly in that Burleigh Heads area.
So I think I scare a few pedestrians because I talk out loud when I ride my bike. When I see a hill, I go, come on, you can do it. And I see some people look back. I don't need the bell, mate. They can hear me coming. And I try to talk myself into getting up that hill, just like I do on the bowling green. As you know, I'm pretty loud on the green. So, and then, I test myself up some of the steep hills, as you know, around the area. And it's a good little challenge. But once again, if you can challenge yourself with these things instead of riding around on a flat bit of track, it makes the trip a little bit more rewarding.
And of course, it's been a little bit challenging for you in terms of, we would have been in and around that World Championships and Australian Open time. So it would have been a really busy time for you on the greens and hopefully a really rewarding time as well. How has the Jackaroos team and so forth been around, obviously having some quiet time when it would have been all go?
Yeah, well, it was pretty early on. I remember that one of the first days that sort of this lockdown and isolation started, Steve Glasson called me straight away, and he would have called all the other athletes. And he said, just stay put. A lot of information will come to hand very soon. I'm just checking to see how you are and, how things positioned with work and stuff like that. And we'll check in, very shortly. And straight away, within a week, we're having regular Zoom meetings with Bowls Australia staff, our high performance staff, our other athletes. We're checking in. People, we're getting to know what they're up to, and that's great, rewarding as an athlete, because being in a team environment, you love and care for your teammates, and to be able to have that regular check-in via Zoom and talk about what people have been doing in their life, it's very rewarding. and you can walk away going, well, we haven't been able to physically catch up, but it's great to know how they're traveling. And we do put it out there to one another to say, listen, if you've got any questions or you want to engage in any other forms, by all means, open up the floor. And we have a bit of a laugh as well. And we've had some dress ups, we've had different themes. And outside of being, like I said, physically next to one another in the same room or on the same bowling green, we've been able to catch up regularly and have some fun at the same time, which has been rewarding.
What's your go-to dress-up character, Barry?
I went Iron Man last week. A couple of weeks before that, I went Daryl Braithwaite with a guitar, mate, singing Riding on the Horses.
Beautiful.
And everyone soon found out I cannot play the guitar, but they've always known for years I definitely cannot sing. And a couple of weeks before that, I went like as a Warwick Kappa, long white wig, mate. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll be looking for the footage. Obviously, you're in I guess, a relatively still new role at the club, although you've been there a little while now at Burleigh Heads. How's your role looked over the last few weeks, and what's the club been doing to stay engaged with the members?
Definitely social media to engage with the members, and we use our text messaging service a lot as well. So it's very easy to use. You just jump online, flick out a text, grab all your phone numbers. We're sending out a text message to over 250 people, just to give them a little bit of update on what's happening, rules and regulations, social media, website, etc. So that's pretty the norm. And then we've got a welfare officer, and if anyone's sick, the welfare officer contacts their loved ones, or if the person can talk, or if they're up to it, we'll contact that person through our welfare officer, and then the welfare report will come in, and then we'll get to the members with that welfare report. So trying to engage with not only what's happening at the club, but what's happening with our members if anyone's sick or ill. So, which, as you know, is a common thing around bowls clubs. There's usually a board on the wall letting know who the members know who's sick or whatever. And then, yeah, for me, I've been doing. I've soon found out I've never really considered myself as a handyman. I'll put my hand up. I'm not the world's greatest handyman, but yeah, I've been learning on the job. A lot of painting, and yeah, a lot of just little bits of building, a little bit of cabinet work, and yeah, we put up some. I think you can just see it there. We've put up some new shades, some new dark shades in our windows. But you name it, if there's a light bulb out, I've changed it, and I've painted, like I said, painted walls, and we've had a lot of volunteers help out. So it's been great, and they've all, they've come in. We've done all the testing, have worked with all our staff, done it all properly, sanitised, and had them sign in and stuff like that, and to reach out to the people to help out our club, because we're a club that's progressing. There's no doubt about that. And we've been able to do what maybe like a Broadbeach did in preparation for the Commonwealth Games, go right through and update the furniture and paint the clubhouse, and the club's looking fantastic.
Excellent. And I guess for you, what are you looking forward to in your role? What are you looking forward to that you're going to be able to do now over, say, the next month, the next couple of months?
Well, we're very lucky on the Gold Coast. As you know, there's a lot of quality players. So I think tailoring events is going to be really important now around the rules and regulations. I think singles is really going to come back with a bang, that the low number events, so singles and pairs. So I think a lot of clubs will probably look to run those. We're definitely going to run a big singles event. There's no doubt about that. We've acquired some sponsors and so on. So we want to put our club on the map for a big singles event. And we really want to challenge hard for the Premier League too early in the new year. So that's some on-green stuff. And then our branding, we're looking to do a little bit of rebranding, change our colour scheme a little bit, and really put it out there to the community that if you are, and as I continue to say, if you are looking for something to do, there is probably nothing better to do post-COVID-19 than to get out to your local bowls club with your family and friends and have a fun, casual, social game of barefoot bowls. I think lawn bowls is definitely going to benefit, and I encourage clubs to really advertise to their community that they have a great product for them to enjoy. Very
well said. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is Australia is quite a culturally diverse environment, and our clubs are, as are the Stockland lifestyle villages as well. Lots of different people. That can make some of these discussions around mental health and so forth a bit tricky. How do you see that sport helps to break down some of those difficult conversations?
Yeah, I know, having worked with Bowls Australia for many years, there's been some great programs, multicultural programs, and so forth. We're always looking to learn, and I think one thing Bowls Australia's done well, especially probably the last 5 to 10 years, is worked closely with other sports. And I know Neil's quite active in that space. I know 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺 was when he was at Bowls Australia, meeting with other sports, engaging with their operations activities. I'm a big fan of getting all people out there, all walks of life. The thing we've got to continue to remember that if you weren't born in Australia, or you weren't didn't grow up, around parents or grandparents that maybe were born in Australia, you're probably not going to be familiar with lawn bowls unless you've maybe gone to a club for a meal or something like that. So if you're a club that's not offering the services of a meal or any other factors other than bowling, there's a fair chance that these people haven't actually either played the game or don't know anything about bowls. So that's when you've got to really work with your local businesses and your schools, etc. And then anything bilingual as well. So know your local market. Very simple. If you go on the Australian Census website, you can type in your local postcode and it'll give you a really good spit out of who's in your community, age groups, male, female, different percentages of different multicultural backgrounds. So once you know your local census, then you can market to who you want to come down the club. And sometimes it might mean some bilingual information, some different languages in your marketing material. So those things I always encourage. But I think one thing we do well, and we've got to stick to doing it, is that wherever we go, we all love and we're super passionate about the game of bowls. Speak to anyone that you may meet for the first time and just purely ask them, have you ever had a game of bowls? And if they haven't, just encourage them to come down to their local club. And sometimes it's sticking to the basics.
And it's about making sure you convey the true benefits of being part of a club, isn't it? The bowls is one side, but it's that camaraderie and so forth that we've already spoken about that clubs can provide.
Yeah, and you'll find within these clubs also, I've seen Italian and Greek clubs and Croatian clubs and so on, different clubs within actual bowls clubs develop over the years, and they like to have their sessions of bowls together. If not at bowls, they might be playing cards or checkers or whatever it may be, and they know that bowls club is always a safe environment, like you say, social, friendly. It really does tick all the boxes. And if there's ever a time that people want to visit a bowls club, it's going to be post COVID-19, because there are going to be fears about where they are going and what is to offer. And with a bowls club, we really do tick all the boxes.
All right, Barry, what's your message out there for anyone that's thinking about making a change, or, they've got something in their life that they're not quite happy with? What's your message to them?
Yeah, I think the first thing you've got to do is, I think with technology these days, we probably talk a little bit too much online. I think we still got to really go back to the basics and pick up the phone and call a friend or call a family member and express how you're feeling. I think sometimes a text message or an email, we're only seeing now with these Zoom meetings how great it is to really engage with someone eye to eye and get back to what makes things tick, really, that personal contact. So being able to do something like this with you, Clive, right now does not feel like you're on the other side of the country. So I think people are really sometimes got to go back to the basics, and that's what I've done, calling friends and family and engaging with them like that. So I think if anyone doesn't play the game already and is looking to do something social, for me, there's nothing better than bowls. And the clubs are so welcome, as we know. So you can walk down your local club and you're going to be welcome. So the message would be, reach out to your friends. If you're looking to maybe break away from what you've been in the last 3 or 4 months, reach out to your friends or family and ask them, would you like to try something together? Sometimes for me, it might even just be a game of mini golf or a game of pool or something like that. Or like I said earlier, just going for a walk or a ride on my bike. So get out, be active, and you'll definitely get the benefits.
Thank you very much, Barry. It's been a pleasure as usual. Always got plenty of great ideas and so forth. So we appreciate your time.
Yeah, good to catch up, Clive. Thanks, mate.
All right, that was Barrie Lester. And look, we've got one more for you tomorrow. We're going to be joined by none other than the Australian Jackaroo's coach and the legend on the green in Steve Glasson. So we'll get his take on Men's Health Week. And of course, it's all brought to you by Stockland Retirement Living. It's your place.